Payoff pitch to start the year.
That's how you have to get Hicks out.
And that's how you get him out.
From the club. I mean,
my expertise in Mike
but
Bloomberg,
he seems a very, very nice man.
He loves golf.
The 2-2 for the rookie, Zach Neto. Down he goes. On an 0-2, up and away. The 3-2. And Corbin Burnes. Sean O'Well goes fishing. Strike 3.
You don't have to throw him a strike. And he doesn't. He said they have 5 or 6 guys when he was kind of an honorary coach. And
it's been lights out.
It's been untouchable.
Strike him out, get a double play. Yeah.
Making it a 3-2 for Aaron Hicks. He struck him out. And that will be that.
So a lot of difference in mile per hour.
Wow.
Everything about him.
One of the problems. And then confidence. It has to be somewhere around the plate or he'll take it. Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Another changeup. Sean O'Well can sit down now.
Wow.
Another 2-strike pitch from Rodriguez and another
thing every pitch.
And all tear our quads.
Yeah.
Strike 3. And he struck him out swinging. Silver slugger Brandon Drury. There's a high fastball and Drury couldn't hold it. Trapped down swinging. And a very good changeup fells him. Ability to amaze ourselves, human beings. High cutter. How about that? Wow. No, that was the pre-Mike Trout era. Looking to strike out the side in the 6th.
Going upstairs. Well done.
And how about that? Velasquez over the top. And a free swing there. And get rid of him, he does. Well, there's the cutter again. Early last year. There's a fastball up and away.
Nervous.
Strike 3. Why not throw another one of those? Down he goes.
Wow. What a pitch.
Witt could not help himself. How about that? That is a nasty curveball. Another 1-2 for Witt. And down he goes on a high cutter. Swing and a miss. Here's a changeup. Irvin with his 3rd.
Yeah, they don't win 83 games if he's not able to pitch to the level. You can see how.
Strike 3 on an elevated fastball.
It's in my shoe collection.
Another 3-2 from Heasley. And a backup breaking ball on the inside. There's another breaking ball. And a low cutter at the knees. 2-2. And that's a beauty. And he throws a breaking ball here. And for me,
Kansas City's opportunity. Pitch. Great
3.
pitch.
Former Bulldogs. That is a paint job by Coulomb. A changeup from Cano. Now a 2-2. And Sawinski foul tips it into the mid of Adley. Davis chases a high fastball, and Grayson Rodriguez strikes out the former #1 overall pick. There was a swing. It looked like it went to the cutter. High and tight, McCutchen went for it, and a foul tip into the mid of Rutschman. Tellez is frozen. And have a seat, Henry. A strikeout.
Yeah, that's kind of ideal where you want to be about 65% strikes or higher in Grace Rodriguez.
Sawinski down swinging, or beg your pardon, Hayes. 3-2. And McCutchen swings and misses. 1-2 for Tellez. He struck him out looking. 2-2. And Davis goes down for a 3rd time. Check swing there, and Triolo couldn't hold it.
And maybe he had to change because he gave up 4 runs in the first 2 innings, 3 of which were earned.
There's a good adjustment. Good breaking ball from Wells. He strikes out the 3 and 4 hitters back to back. 1-2 for Cruz, and down he goes looking. Fastball right there. And Aiken paints. He struck him out. There's the elevated fastball. Got him looking. Another changeup. 2 strikes on Hayes. Foul tip into the middle of Rutschman. The 2-strike, 2-out pitch. He struck him out. There's a curveball. Reynolds checked to swing. He missed it. Well, usually when you hope she's not is exactly when she is. And a strikeout for Dean. There goes Triolo. He got a great jump, and it does not matter. How about that? Right down the middle instead. 241 OPS plus of just 78, 28 games, and he chases a slider here. Corbin Burnes to Reese McGuire, and McGuire could not hold his swing. There's a whirling cutter down and in. 3-2 from Burnes, and he struck him out. And he can. And down he goes. 2-2. And he struck him out swinging. A beautiful breaking ball. Drops in there for strike 3. And they still don't, as Coulomb fires a sinker. A 3-2 changeup, and Webb fans O'Neill. 2 on, nobody out. Devers swings and misses. A foul tip, actually, into the mid. Maybe another future big leaguer right there. Rafaela down swinging. And he takes a called third one.
Boy, that's a beauty. Good pitch.
There's a 7th straight, and it's right at the top of the zone. Wong chases a knuckle curve.
Over 400 career saves.
Mike Baumann strikes out 3 in the 6th inning. Strikeout rate and walk rate. Keegan Aiken's expected ERA, second best in baseball. On 2-2, Aiken pulls a string. If Gunner's worried, we can tell them apart. On 1-2, Aiken assaults Abreu. And that's Kimbrel. His 1-2. He strikes out Hamilton on a belt-high fastball.
Yeah, 21 pitches to get through the first, so he needs a quick one here.
There's a good changeup.
Oh, there's another really good changeup.
Durant goes down through a high heater. 2-2 for the dangerous O'Neill, and he strikes him out. Over the outside corner, strike 3. Reese McGuire can't believe it, and he's been thrown out of the game.
5-11. And he's gone. Churio down on strikes for the second time. And he's able to get Ortiz. And he's gone here. Blake Perkins here. And he strikes out. Called strike 3.
The wind's really going to affect the baseball.
Kramer with a tight cutter to strike out. And done he is. And Kramer with a breaking ball. Right on the outside. And it's a strikeout. No runs scored in this game since the 4th. There's a good cutter.
Yes.
The 4th inning show. And he struck him out looking. 2-2. And Corbin burns him. And he struck him out swinging. And he wouldn't take this one.
A lot of opportunities.
And they let another one go by the wayside. Up the ladder, there's 94. 2-strike pitch. Up the ladder, he got him. Breaking ball, struck him out looking. Cutter got him. Ready for another 3-2. And he takes it for strike 3 call. And down he goes on a changeup. Adley hung on to it.
So if you can get it, get it.
And a strikeout on a fastball. Just 5 walks, 2. There's Cano with a changeup. Strike 3. Buxton goes down. Add another one. Strike 3. And a good changeup there. He gets Jeffers. 4 of 8 Twins have reached. First pitch ball here. Strikeout swinging against Castro.
She's ready to go home.
Nice cold beverage in the front row. Check swing. Julian couldn't hold up. 84th of the game from Rodriguez. Struck him out swinging. And there's a 3rd straight changeup.
Positions are blocked by young players.
Ramirez sweeps away. Friend Dick Bramer retired. Corey moving over from radio. Around there in the league, check for that. And you'd like him to frame pitches.
A little bit down the stretch wasn't quite as good, but that's pretty good.
Not going to get a hit here, though. And Julian goes down swinging. And he strikes out swinging. Castro goes digging for a changeup. 3-pitch strikeout for Aiken.
Change the eye level. Doesn't need it. It's got a lot of right to left in it.
On a 1-2, Kramer freezes him. And a swing and a miss. A cutter from Kramer. And Melendez strikes out. Renfroe down swinging on a sharp slider.
That's a momentum swinger in a big way.
There's the 5th strikeout. 1-2. And a 10-pitch inning ends with the first strikeout for Corbin Burnes. And it's a called 3rd strike. And Burnes will cover him up. And a strikeout. A foul tip on a cutter away. And down he goes. Aiken trying to get it to Kimbrel. And that's a good start. A strikeout on a changeup. Melendez takes strike 3. Grayson Rodriguez. And Fermin strikes out on a fastball away. 2-2 coming. Isbell strikes out swinging. 2 strikes on the Royal captain. Called strike 3 on the inside edge, right around the same spot.
Yeah, he's rocking to the inside part.
Strike 3 and a cutter. 2-2. Down goes Sano on a high fastball. Albert Suarez with a strikeout. But a good changeup there.
A strikeout up and in the last time. And that one away.
La Costa Canyon High School, Carlsbad, California. And Moniak goes down, nearly lost his helmet. And another devastating changeup. So a breakout year last year. And he is down looking here. And he strikes out Adrianza. The 1-2 pitch is in there for strike 3. And that's where he'll go. And he's late again. Then a high fastball, and Rodriguez gets his man. 35 games 3 years ago. And Sano strikes out here for a 2nd time.
And what you're learning is that if you pitch in the middle of the plate and there's a high split that comes down. And
2-2 for Sano. And a high strike on another changeup. Yeah, the address is 2000 East Gene Autry Way, Anaheim, California. Swing and a miss. Good sweeper and a good inning.
Last year back problems. This year
Distracted right now.
They're trying to break a 5-game losing streak.
That's right. 3-2. Hicks strikes out swinging. Ramirez gets his man. Ramirez gets Rengifo with a big hook. Struck out 5 times in the series, and he will strike out a 6th. Only 24 years old. Ohapi chases off the plate. Back-to-back strikeouts off the plate for Dean Kramer. Kramer to Adele. That's right down the middle. There's Zach Neto and Jackson Holiday.
Pitchers struggled.
And he will. He strikes out Sano for a 2nd time. 1-2. Oh, Hoppy swings through a fastball up and in.
And then from then on he went 5-1.
There he goes. Pitch is high, but Rengifo swings through it. Kramer's 0-2 is swung through. Zach Neto goes down.
That's what he does. And this is why I think they left him in. Well, his strength is down. And of course,
down and out.
As his arm. Yep. Did he swing? I think he did.
On a 2-2, Coulomb paints the inside corner. The 1-2. He struck him out, and Kimbrel has the Orioles' 16th strikeout.
The Yankees yesterday.
Butler takes a cutter right there. The Yankees. Wow. And then another slider. There's action on the bases. Nevin's running. Danny caught the first pitch today from our friend Will. And he's gotten a lot of those. Swing and a miss for Brown. Strike 3. On a 2-2, Irvin strikes out Rooker. 11 pitch first for Irvin, and how about a 9 pitch second?
You know, so, and I did that a lot.
That's a beauty. But another sensational start. Outstanding strike to ball ratio. 1 out, and he strikes out Ruiz.
3-2 like they did the other night.
Fastball gets him 96, and notice strikes out.
Changeup was the one he threw for the home run, and right there, just 95.
And that'll get him on a high fastball.
Yeah.
Great pitch. And he strikes out at 98.
Wow. On a big league team.
Swing and a miss. Ball got away from Rutschman. Got him swinging. Swings and misses. Strikeout. Pitching this season. Canolo, he's going to be part of the mix. And he strikes out Ruiz. Down he goes on a changeup. And Soto chases and strikes out. One of the other active 300 home run hitters. Fastball, got him. Payoff pitch to start the year. Got him.
Right down the chute.
Can wants it away. Kramer goes inside instead.
Very realistic.
Down goes Torres.
The Yanks. Oh, nice pitch.
And Aiken gets his man.
Changeup. Perfectly. And that's exactly what he does.
Looking for a save tonight. Up the ladder, he strikes out Rizzo.
Throw the ball low and away like that.
Swing and a miss, another slider.
Like that.
Really don't know. As Rizzo goes down swinging.
And have him come up.
Strike 3 call to begin his career. Volpe, he swung and he knew it.
98-mile-per-hour fastball, but
2-2 for Soto. That's a ridiculous sweeper. Here's his 0-2. Volpe swings and misses.
Confidence.
Strike 3 call on the inside corner. All right, moving back.
Yeah.
Strike 3 and a running sinker. A 3-2 for Volpe. And he struck him out. The rest of the way. Right down the middle. Wow. And the Mets challenge reviewing. Right in there. There's a payoff. Got him swinging. His 2-2. Swing and a miss. He got him. He's going again. Swing and a miss. 2 strikes on Stuart Fairchild. And down he goes. Swing and a miss. Down goes Fairchild. And he strikes out looking. Danny with another 3-2. And he struck him out looking. 2 strikes to the pinch hitter. And he struck him out with a high heater. That's going to be strike 3 call. Or 1 strike away. Right down the middle, strike 3. And he swings and misses. A scoreless second. Swing and a miss.
He turned it up in the final start number 6.
Swing and a miss, another. Keeps him on his toes in the outfield. And Encarnacion Strand swings and misses. Strike 3 on it.
With a fastball and tries to sneak that heater by him. Little cutter, huh? Big baseball school. There's never a high prospect.
From Kimbrel is right there. He bends in a curveball. Chance of CES. And Cano strikes him out. 3-2 again. Up the ladder. And down he goes. Up the ladder at 95.
Wow.
And it's the last one. He burns Maley. Up and away. And 6 more scoreless today.
Get a good view up on top.
Strike 3, Suarez. Couple of strikes on Encarnacion Strand, and Bauman paints it 99.
It's the 0-2. He'll be down, but he offered. And he reaches out here. Burnes goes way outside. 2-1, swung on. 0-2. Down low, they appeal, and he got him. 1-2, Sincel goes after it, an elevated fastball for Corbin.
Wow.
2-2, and he gets Abrams. 1-2, and that goes for Keegan Aiken.
Oh, yeah.
He sets him down.
Front door with that 2-seamer. There it is.
2-2. And Bradish gets his man. 2-2 pitch,
Yes,
and
sir.
he gets it right on the edge.
Does ever do that twice in the first inning.
0-2 again, and Rosario chases.
A couple of four-seamers mixed in there. There's a really good slider down. Wow.
Ooh.
There he is.
It's exactly what he does. 1-2. And he gets his man.
Big time.
Does have a save so far this season.
Their shortstop. That is strike three called. A swing and a miss. That's strike three called. Swing and a miss. And Marte swings and misses. And Walker swings and misses.
To his credit, most of them were solos.
2-2. Strike three, swinging.
Getting 9 runs a game.
Strike three, Suarez. Changeup. Defensive inning for the O's.
And had 2 great starts.
3 runs, struck out 9. There it is, a curveball. Kimbrel's 3-2. He froze him. Another 1-2. Kimbrel struck him out looking. 1 run against the Yankees before that. And there's his first strikeout. And Vogelbach will take 6 in a row. 1-2. Runs it over the inside corner right. Guerrero down swinging. Strike 3.
Goodbye.
Now down swinging. Urias down swinging. Strike 3 and another changeup. Means strikes out. Advantage the Orioles, Rodriguez. There goes Rojas striking out. And they just did it again. Third straight slider. 3-hour delay.
Right on the chalk.
Through 6. And Garver strikes out.
Rojas hangs in there and has the night off every once in a while.
2-2. Strikeout and a changeup. Struck him out swinging. And he strikes out here. And Canzone down swinging on a slider.
With the M's. And then, of course, Burnes.
Moore goes down, swings. The regular season's gone on. And there's a changeup.
Their fans say that?
Yeah, we'll see. Strike 3 looking.
Goodbye.
On the outside corner. The 3-2. He struck him out looking. 3-2 to Gorman. Down he goes swinging. And he could not hold up. Strike 3. 3-2 for Gorman. A swing and a miss. And strike 3. 4 straight breaking balls. 3 more relievers used tonight. There's strike 3 called. Bradish with a 2-seamer to the inside edge. Swing and a miss. There's a power slider. And Arenado chases a slider off the plate. Strike 3 swinging. Ran the 2-seamer back up high. And Goldschmidt is late. Strike 3. Fastball inside. Aiken. Good changeup down and away. Aiken's 18. And Nootbaar is down looking. And he strikes him out. Fishing on a changeup. Strike 3 painted to Nootbaar, who knew it this time.
And he got him. A lot of run on that pitch. The White Sox record. Did he go? You bet he did. Pitch coming from Rodriguez. And a much better second inning for Grayson.
And then he's got to get all the way back. There's
Ron
really
going, but it's strike 3 called. Well, he's late on that fastball.
But those guys were going to go 1-2. And then after that, Vaughn was the guy.
And he put him away. And he chased.
Relievers are 7th best in Major League Baseball, and Danny Coulombe.
Coulombe strikes out the side. White Sox in this inning, and there's out number 1.
And he strikes out Andrew Vaughn for the second out of the first.
They got to the postseason. He got to the World Series.
Corbin Burnes, and he swings and misses here for strike 3.
Get that fastball going at 97 painted.
Swing and a miss by Sheets. It's 2 strikes on Lopez. Swing and a miss, strike 3. As Pham strikes out, and there's 1 away. Swing and a miss by Paul DeYoung. Swings and misses for strike 3.
The guy they thought he was going to be when they drafted him so early. He went 3rd overall.
Sheets, did he go? They appeal. Yes, he did. Maldonado swings and misses. Now there's a swing and a miss for strike 3. Bo Bichette got hurt as he goes down on strike. And there he gets Tommy Pham.
The rest of the season.
Oh, another good breaking ball. And there's a swing and a miss.
The Orioles had to make a move.
Now they got another one. And he struck him out. You can fucking. And there it is. Yeah, he gassed it right by him there.
To the right-handed batters and away to the left-handers, and it has changed the game.
0-2 to Remillard. Painted it. Dominic Fletcher, meet Kyle Bradish's sinker. Strike 3. Bradish. Strike 3 and Ramos.
Yes,
Beautifully
sir.
painted. And he put him away. Got him again. And he swings and misses. Strike 3. Kimbrel strikes him out after a rain delay. Good start for Cole Irvin anytime soon. And there is strike 3. If there was another rain delay in the middle of it. Strike 3 called. And he put him away. That is called strike 3. Strike 3 called.
That velocity that you can locate, and there's a good pitch right up out of the zone. Can we move him to +8 now for that last?
Interference infield fly call. But Perez, and he started off with a strikeout.
No, you can't afford to do it.
A little bit more. And he gets a fastball. And he tied him up. Now he gassed that one by him.
Taking the pitches.
Well, he went to the changeup. Got it right by him. Well, he does that. Strikeouts for Grayson. The 1-2. He's got a new career high. Check and see. And there's strike 3. Now he got one away right there.
Sinker coming off of that cutter. Mound got a little bit slippery.
Goes fishing. And Burnes put him away. Now there's a good start for Dan the Man.
Struck him out. And he got him swinging. And he struck him out.
And make their life better is such a great opportunity.
Stretch out in the pen. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Called strike 3. Seen out there. And there's a called strike 3. The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. And that's a called strike 3. The White Sox in Chicago. And that's a called strike 3. And he throws him there.
I have one. And it was a ball strike. And there you go.
And he struck him out. And he got him. The rebuild, period.
You want to shut it down right here.
And he went. And he got him. Walk numbers way up this year. 30% right. Wave and a miss. He struck him out. 1-2. Struck him out. The 2-2. He struck him out. Struck him out. Did he go? He did. And he struck him out.
You're dynamic, but to have this many guys be together in the minor leagues, really nice pitch.
And he got him to go around. Nasty pitch there.
We got too much time down there.
And a good pitch there from Grayson Rodriguez. And he got him on 3 pitches.
Great pitch.
And a strike 3 for Aiken.
Because it displays and all that kind of stuff. Any kind of time you can go to the Hall of Fame, it's pretty cool.
And I blew him away right there.
Go back to the corner, have it start on the plate, break off.
Foul tip for strike 3. It was the changeup.
To the other side of the plate. And he does that.
Painted it. Strike 3 called. Did he check his swing? They appeal. He went. Orioles won 8 of their last 9 in this building.
Good pitch.
Nasty. Over the outside corner. And he got him. Elevated the fastball.
They're best friends, and they want to be out there. Great pitch.
Another good cutter there.
Said it's been so effective.
There's the fastball. Rings up Kiner Falefa.
You just really want to expand the zone.
And he put him away. There was the changeup.
Arms like him work because it's always impressive to watch.
Tied him up. Strike 3.
Last year in an unbelievable way. Great
Went
pitch.
fishing. And there's the slider to give opponents a little bit of a different look. And he went fishing after that one.
And there
Check
it is.
swing. Did he go?
Fastball
Yes,
up
he did.
Before like there was anything out there on you.
Clement goes again. 2-2 is cut through and missed. And it's a stolen base. And he put him away. Varsho goes down.
Led the American League last year with a .330 average. And trying to give guys like Irvin more consistency and more time down so they can
absolutely mashes against lefties, and then we realized they DFA'd him. Terrific pitch right there. 9 starters throughout the course of the year at least.
Walls goes down on strikes. And he got him with a heater.
That was as memorable as anything for sure.
Isak Paredes tips it into the glove.
You'll see it run right in here on Paredes' hands. Well, that one didn't have much run.
And he got him. Curveballs recently on Lau. Goes to the sinker. Radish brings it in. Inside corner to get him. Got him with the slider. We're TBA going into Tampa Bay. There's just no way we can work around it. Rosarena down on strike. It's been humming today. Goes with the slider and gets the punch out.
We've seen him take that numerous times. It kind of looks like that's where they're trying to go.
Goes on the inside and got him with a slide. Timing wise, that's a really good take for a guy that's only been back in the lineup for 24 hours. Couldn't lay off there.
Of what's working and how he's feeling with certain pitches. There's a terrific.
How about another strikeout? Got him. And he got him. Back to back. You're certainly not hitting for average. That's strike 3. Make it 26. And the bullpen with an exclamation mark. Rodriguez says yes, yes, yes. And he's down on strikes. Couple of punch out. A strikeout. Another strikeout. 2-2 coming. And Palacios is down on strikes. Rardvet went up the ladder. Snap throw by Rutschman down to first base, but sniffed out by Walls. Strikeout number 6.
Try to throw that sweeper way outside and get a swing and miss maybe.
And he got him. Rosario down on strikes. Trailed the Giants by a couple of runs, and they have blown past San Fran. A couple of extra base hits for him today. Low down on strikes. Aiken to Caballero, who goes down on strikes. On the outside corner, strike 3 called. He had to have seen him swing. Maybe he thought that was the 3rd out. Well, now it is. Had a little traffic behind him in the first inning, starting to get through this second. Jose Siri cuts right through it. 3rd strikeout. Visiting team that comes in here. A lot of spring training camps are close by. A lot of players live in the area.
I think do the exact same thing you're talking about James McCann. Oh, good pitch right there.
You talk to Corbin, he's got that kind of old school approach where 200 innings means something to him.
Certainly right now it's a save situation still.
Runner from first is going, and a swing and a miss by Paredes. Lands a curveball on the outside corner to get the punch out. 3-2. Fastball right down the middle for strike 3. Back-to-back strikeout.
But he'd love to strike out Riley here.
And he will. A swing and a miss, another changeup.
And get 2. And he takes it. And then
Webb trying to get some big outs. And there's one. Arcia strikes out a changeup.
Called.
Look at that one.
Yeah, wow.
Strike
Good.
3.
Yeah.
He's in the 9th. And Albee swings and misses to end the game.
41.
There's a good breaking ball. And special moment for Cade, who is picking up special moments right now.
Because that's where he loves to hit the ball. Yeah, there's your high strike. That would be the pitch of choice. And There's the hook.
There is.
Best location. And there's the hook.
Against Atlanta. And Harris swings and misses.
Side half. But not there.
0-2 pitch. Up the ladder. Got him.
Have to play their infield in. Really good pitch. And take your chances.
There's a good breaking ball for both sides. It's talent. 3-2 breaking ball. Two-strike pitch. Perfect.
Yes. Yeah, look at it.
Goes. All right, keep the hat on. 3 against Irvin. And swings through a changeup.
Not that the Tigers don't have good pitching, but they play Tampa Bay.
And Harper chases a 92nd-year Philly. Swings and misses. 3-2. Strike 3 looking.
Houston was one of the best teams in the game. And well, there you go.
3-2 is a called strike 3. And he got him swinging on a high changeup. Wild pitch with a runner at third. And a 7th. 3-2 Aiken.
Yeah.
Bacon.
Wow.
Struck him out looking.
Yeah. They don't like Charlie Ramos' strikes.
Did he go? He did.
Yep.
Good changeup to stop their strike 3.
Good problem to have. He did.
And he strikes out on a changeup. 99 to burn Bryce Harper. Castellanos down swinging.
And then got sent out.
There's the breaking ball. Harper swings right through it. That's the one. Right now. And Baker strikes out. Sosa goes flailing for the breaking ball. Swing and a miss. Good breaking ball. Strike 3 looking. Another 0-2. And this time no contact for a second time. Schwarber can't hold himself on a breaking ball and pitch. Castellanos could not help himself. Sosa goes fishing for a curveball. His 5th to Dahl. 3-2 to Marsh. See you later. Strike 3. And a swing and a miss. Strike 3. Win number 47, and he will.
You know the judge is on deck.
Struck him out with a changeup below the zone. What a big time pitch that was from Albert Suarez. 2 on, 1 out. Wells swings through another changeup. 3-2. Soto not running, and Grisham strikes out, swinging on an elevated fastball. 243. And he strikes out looking, a curveball. 1-2 from Webb. And Stanton started to swing, and he could not hold up. Verdugo down swinging, and Kimbrel trying to get it there. Wells is running, and Torres swings and misses. Strike 3. The 9th inning ends. Another 2-strike pitch. Right there, strike 3. And he goes down swinging here on a breaking ball from Irvin. And Stanton goes down swinging here, a fastball.
Sometimes the adrenaline's not going the same, and sometimes guys struggle like that.
There's a 2-strike pitch. Volpe with a double his last time up. And Volpe goes down swinging. He's having a very fine year with Norfolk. And Stanton goes down swinging. Keegan Aiken. 27-year-old Trey Cabbage. Swings and misses at a curveball down and in. Another 3-2, and it's a high slider for strike 3. So Rodriguez strands a pair. Strike 3 and a high fastball. Now gets to throw here in Houston. There's strike 3. There's a good changeup right around the outside edge, and Singleton goes down. And down he goes. 0-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. A curveball down and in. Alvarez chases another high fastball. 13 starts this year, but a big one. Singleton strikes out a foul tip. 98.
To catch the ball and wasn't able to make the tag.
There's a good sweeper in. Strike 3. Nick Vespe's got 5 up, 5 down. And he strikes out swinging. They've stolen 20 out of 23. McCormick's running. Altuve swings and misses. So strike 3 as McCormick gets a steal, but Burnes gets it out. 2 foul balls from the Astro batters. Throws it again, gets another swing and miss. The majors in that time. Another strikeout. 5 hits have gone for extra bases. And Loperfido goes down swinging, strike 3. Always hit the Orioles very well. And he takes a breaking ball, strike 3 here. A curveball. Strike 3 and a high fastball. Strike 3, a changeup. Ties up McCormick. It's a lot closer and a called strike 3.
This is an adult thing, and then they grab it. It's like grabbing the foul balls or the home run balls. You see the 45-year-old steal.
500. And Naylor goes down swinging.
A tendency to take some of those placements.
Strike 3 to Naylor. 2-strike pitch on David Fry. Cleveland teams has been to the playoffs a few times.
I don't know if I'm giving you all the points because the
road on multiple days of rest that much. And he strikes out Naylor. Just feeling pretty good. Strike 3 called. 7-1 game. But he took him out. That's another strikeout for Aiken. What an inning for Keegan Aiken.
It's just a lot different than it is in.
There's strike 3, Irvin. Especially right now. And there's 98. This couple of weeks. Swing and a miss. Good slider. He hurt again. Cleveland batter of the game. And the first strikeout. And Noel goes down swinging.
One of the first 2 batters.
And another. Ran it again and struck out the side. 2 strikes. And Ramirez strikes out swinging. A fastball at the knees. Freezes Schneemann. 2 in the 9th. And Noel chases.
Innings pitched per start this year.
Throw it with a second on the timer. And he strikes Hill out on a curveball against that pitch. And there's a breaking ball, strike 3. And he strikes out low. On 2 strikes, a curveball. And strike 3. Strike 3, Baker, perfect slider.
To Cleveland, but nobody panicked. I mean, nobody panicked.
7 extra base hits for the O's and another. And the first swing and miss of the game. Garcia swings and misses. Strike 3 up and away. Lefties are 1 for 19 on the changeup. And they're 2 for 26 on the fastball. Fastball, did he go? Yes, he did. He's out of the breaking ball category. That one's a fastball. Looking for another save tonight. And he strikes out high.
The 2-strike offering, he goes back to the breaking ball.
Because forever they said, oh, he's too big.
Garcia goes down swinging, 1 away. Waved on and missed. Crank a couple of fastballs for extra base hits. Time goes down swinging. Comes back on Wednesday. Waves and misses.
They hope DeGrom's going to be back. Alley's going to get back.
leading up to the home run derby?
Yeah, of course. Offensive outburst like this is only going to serve them well because fatigue. The rules are designed to kind of change that as Tate gets him on a sweeper and keeping it fair.
Be surprised to see him go on a run.
Swing, and that is a swing and a miss.
For every batting practice and put it in his car.
Reconfigured the way the derby's going to be run with rules. That's a punch out.
Raley chases a fastball up and away. Up and away, 97. It's the highest mark in the majors. And Canzone goes down swinging against Seattle this year. And he strikes out Raley for a second time because there is serious power in there. And the Orioles are hoping they won't have to see it.
3 years ago, hit 39 home runs.
98.
Yep.
And he strikes out swinging. A mighty roar. Payoff for Polanco. He struck him out. Another changeup. And Haniger goes down swinging. 3-2. How about that?
Wow.
2 on, 2 strikes. Rodriguez goes down swinging. And there's number 101, Dean Kramer, trying to get rid of the Mariner first baseman to begin the first, and he will with a backup cutter. another ball from Brad when you guys went to the Yankees. And there's a sixth.
Perfect pitch.
Strike three, 95. Raleigh was the first of them. And there's the sixth. And he will strike out here. Crawford chases up and away. Really brilliant from there. Strike three and a fastball up and in. A fastball instead, and he burned him. Raley chases strike three. Throws it again, and he burns Ty France. 3-2. Got him swinging up and away. Carver couldn't hold up. On a 2-2, another curveball. Raleigh down swinging on a low cutter. Was very good there, but maybe based on just one team. Strike three for Burnes. 2-2. Raleigh down swinging. Rojas strikes out swinging.
See if he can make a good pitch with 2 strikes.
Yes, he can. And Raleigh strikes out. That ends the inning. Mariners scored 5 runs, 3 extra base hits, 2 walks in the inning, and Aiken, although not there, there's the changeup that flummoxes him, and Aiken. Leday goes down swinging. What a young team coalesces. Butler chases a fastball up and in. There's 2 strikes. And now he's 0 for 31. There's a curveball for strike 3.
All the gloves were up in the zone like that.
Strike 3, a fastball. There's 5.
Oh, great pitch. Changeup.
And he struck him out with that great changeup. And Butler goes down swinging. 2-2 pitch. He struck him out. It's only 5 walks. There's another strikeout.
Yep. Paralyzed him.
2-2. Gallo chases. Strike 3.
To right field that he was the year before. Good changeup right there.
Swing and a miss. 94. 0-2 for Langoliers. And down he goes. Strike 3. Covering as many innings as possible today. Strike 3 on a high fastball. 4 homered in the first yesterday, and he'll chase a change up here. It squeaks away from Rutschman, bounces off the backstop, and his throw is picked. Just like that.
Yep. Really good slider.
3-2. There's a change up for another strike. And he's halfway there today. One or the other easily.
Yes, that's the point.
Painted over the outside edge. Tried again for Langoliers, who struck out on a slider his first time, and will strike out on a slider.
And then he does.
Another changeup.
1 strike away from another strikeout.
And there it is.
It's your AA, AAA.
A breaking ball outside. And a swing and a miss on a slider. And that's the end of the inning on a strikeout. 7th career game of the Coliseum for Kimbrel. And he's not allowed an earned run. I have to imagine he'll be very close to next in line. And he strikes out McCann up and away.
Over 5 runs per game, but it's down a whole run per game this year than last year. I'm towards the bottom of the zone. They're going to try to lay off of it.
On the outside corner. Strike 3 called.
He just didn't have that finishing pitch like he had against the Mariners.
There's a finishing pitch. Camo O's hat. I know you can appreciate that. Got him on a breaking ball for the Yankees series. Swing and a miss by Suzuki. Strike 3.
I think it's hard to get away from the power numbers that he put up.
Cleveland's going to have that pick too. Well, maybe Shohei would give him a Porsche like he gave Joe Kelly. Swing and a miss, 95. Emma Hayes coming up. Breaking ball backs up. 2-2 with 2 on. Chase and a miss, strike 3. Threw a cutter instead to the back. Strike 3 called. Well, he's still worried about Craig Kimbrel not making it over Clay Holmes.
It's not, it matters now.
Strike 3. Top play. Give that fan a contract as well. Ground ball single made it 3-zip. And a fastball right there last year. And there's a really good changeup.
They have really picked up the offensive end.
A high fastball.
1,500 professional innings. He has been around.
Dansby did foul tip that. Making 9 heaters in a row today.
Yeah, and for the year, he's thrown it about 8% of the time. The exorcist.
Well, there you go. Congratulations on that. And again, thanks to our... There's a 2-strike curveball.
On top of a lot of balls elevated in strike zone.
He strikes out swinging. 1-2 pitch is right in there for a called strike 3, and that's a double play. Because if you're a good framing catcher, the world knows it now. Steal a strike. Rutschman will go down to 1 here, and he will get this one. 1 strike from getting out of it. 2-2. That is going to be it.
It feels like Garrett Cole's going to go back out.
Beautiful breaking ball. Either with a run scored or an RBI in the bottom 3 hitters.
Oh, yeah.
97.
The first baseman just standing right in your grill. Yes, he did.
He sure did. Rain has slowed down. At least there's that. Strike 3. Rutschman will dig it out. Big 2-2 coming. Right in there for strike 3.
Part of the plate yet.
Maybe his best changeup there. 7 pitch from Grayson. And he struck him out. There's a good changeup. He got him. Paint job. It's just one of those weeks. Rice strikes out for the 3rd time. Let's get a little lemonade up here. A little rally lemonade.
It's a lot of lemonade.
Strike 3 and a high heater. 2-2 from Aiken. 2 on, 2 out. Top 7. That's a beauty.
Go out on a good note tomorrow. Enjoy the All-Star break and come back and take care of some business.
And he strikes out Aaron Judge.
First, Kramer's 2-2 pitch home. Tried to check it. Did Rice and went around.
It has gone up big time here in 2024.
Got him.
Outside and inside, all your conditioning that you did in the offseason allows you to be really good in these situations. And speaking of really good,
the 1-2 to Soto. Got him swinging.
He started, he got knocked out, and he went up to the clubhouse, and I knew something special was going to happen. So I just kind of snuck and peered around the corner.
The 2-2 got him swinging. I'd say you got to have him put it in play right here.
How about that?
How about just punching him out on a breaking ball?
Strike 3, got him with a fastball.
They look gassed after 5 innings. He doesn't.
And he got him. Right down the chute, 97 miles an hour.
Better simply because I really didn't know what to expect. I mean, I saw the numbers coming in as he throws this a little bit based on how that guy may swing at a particular pitch.
Used the curveball to 12 years, 7 different teams in the major leagues. And Aiken gets him down on strikes in June. And goes down on strikes. How cool is that? First opportunity, All-Star. And he gets Garcia. He's been tough on left-handed batters, and he'll get a gift.
Next thing you know, somebody goes 3-4 or 3-6 during that time frame.
Twisted in a knot right there. Simeon's down on strikes. 3, 4, and 5 for the Rangers. And he blew him away with high heat.
Down and away. He went back up again.
And it got him. Couldn't get up the ladder. And he picks the outside corner with a slider. And he got him with a sweeper. And he got him.
Just the camaraderie, you know, that's definitely the thing you miss. There we go.
That's right there. There he got the outside corner.
Perfect player for Miami. He's had an okay year. And he strikes out 95 right down the heart. Slugging. Just 2 of the 9. And there goes De La Cruz. And he strikes out on a high fastball here. And a strikeout on a high fastball. Remember, there was a fish tank behind the home plate, too. And bounce around to find the right fit. Up and in again. Wow. 97 right there. Up and in with a cutter. Strike three, a volley floater. Another 2-2.
There it is.
Strike three, a fastball. 2-2. And he does just that. Elevates the fastball. Berger swings and misses. A splitter. Swing and a miss. There's a good slider. Strike three right down the middle for Sanchez. And he swings through another curveball. Plate appearances. And Rivera goes down swinging, a high cutter. Spent a lot of time in the organization as Burnes twists Lopez. And a strikeout and a curveball. Maybe the highest floor in the league.
Yeah, because look, all pitchers have a bad outing or two.
Bell flails at a changeup.
Changeup.
Wow. Got him with a big pitch. Taylor Cruz down swinging. Jesus Sanchez, who had that outfield assist, is the batter. And he takes strike three. And that's the game winner. Team with the Diamondbacks, 30 home run hitter. And a changeup got him looking.
Ball's 52 so far tonight, but the velo's right there at 95.
And Peralta couldn't hold up. He was fouled off 4 2-strike pitches. This poor guy. Profar with another lengthy at bat. And it ends with strike three. And it's a very good hard hit rate. And that is just a nasty slider. Jay Upton for a whole bunch of players before that year. And Kimbrel gets his old team. 7th pitch for Bogarts, 3-2. And down he goes. Kim goes down swinging on a fastball. Mix here. Cronenworth goes down. Just threw a good splitter. Will he double up? High fastball instead. Got him.
And I think the more you get yourself, you talk about second big league full season. That's all it is.
Strikeouts against a lineup that's tough to strike out. Toughest of anybody in the game. And there's the 6th on that pitch. Not this time, though. Player in the league of late.
Yeah, well, Bobby Witt Jr. since the All-Star break.
Travel. And Suarez got him. Foul tip for strike three. Strike three called. $3 helps support families trying to assist their child's baseball pursuits. Put him away. Swing and a miss, strike three.
Especially under the circumstances. Orioles were only up 1 at the time. That would have certainly been extra.
2 strikes on. Kirk and Clement, the runners, beg your pardon.
Oh. 878 on base plus slugging.
Zach went 7, struck out, or went 6, struck out 7. Strike 3 throughout the doubleheader.
Games. That's
a couple all-stars, but falling off.
Oh, yeah.
Plus a starter in Zach Eflin. 15 straight games with a scoreless first inning. A little more depth behind him in the rotation the last couple of days as Horwitz checks his swing.
Very long career. You were not only at WJZ, you were at a couple of different spots.
Yeah. The other guys were just rentals. So some of the real big targets just didn't get traded.
Alejandro Kirk out, a left elbow contusion. 2 for Jimenez. Another slider. James McCann's target is way in to Loperfido right now. 29-year-old. Feel like I missed out. Strike.
It's not the same anymore. He's got to be a little bit.
That
2 or 3 inches more than the average.
Ellie gets his first strikeout.
Only 124 home runs, and so they're only 4 home runs.
Oh, yeah. Strike 3 called. Rings him up. Strike 3 called. Suarez wins this one. And he goes the fastball and blows it right by Fry.
Here in the 7th.
That one is fouled away. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Painted it. Nice pitch there from Birch Smith. And a swing and a miss for strike 3. In steady
Yes,
pace. Outside corner. And there's a swing and a miss for strike 3. And he got him. Craig Kimbrell with his strikeout.
Naylor goes down swinging. Good cutter by Eflin. Waves
Except
and
for
misses.
today.
That's the rare of rare. 1-2 pitch on the outside corner. But waves and misses at a 96-mile-an-hour fastball for somebody of his production level. Thomas strikes out.
Version of itself.
And Cano does the job tonight.
Strike 3. Burnes rings him up. And he got him. There is strikeout number 1,000 for Corbin Burnes in his career.
Tim Herring getting loose in that Guardians bullpen.
Breaking ball is at the top of the zone against Burnes. And this is a strike 3 called. And Cano strikes him out with a disappearing changeup. And he struck him out.
And that doesn't bother him right there. Nice little cutter. 3-2. Good changeup down and away. Baltimore. And Varsho's late on a fastball here. Runners going at 3-2, and they'll go to the dugout. The 70th pitch tonight is a high fastball.
Before he got ramped up to 100% in your system these days.
97 from Bert Smith. Another dumps into slider, strike 3. Elevated fastball to follow, and Loperfido couldn't hold back. There's strike 3 to Barger. Nice changeup there. Strike 3, got him on a foul tip. High fastball up and away. But they are good. That's pretty good too.
Called the pitching coaches over and got out.
Strike 3 on the swing. And down he goes.
2 out.
Strike 3 and a running fastball. 25th pitch of the inning. There's a good fastball. Loperfido swings through it. And he strikes out Horwitz again. More than a basketball school. Strike 3 on another ultimate series of the year in the Bronx against the Yankees. There's the first strikeout. And a swing and a miss. Another. Addison Barger is struck out looking. Bad luck. And then he dumps in a 3-2 slider. Choice. He swings and misses. And there's strike 3. And Carlson takes a called third strike. And Siri waves and misses badly. Strike 3. Another strikeout.
He's still learning that.
Up and away, another is going to go. Siri strikes out again. Strike 3 on a cutter away. I said, did you think he could throw 99?
Just for that purpose alone.
Strikeout and a changeup.
Earlier this year, as there's a swing and a miss, strike 3 on a curveball. It takes Rutschman to hop out and pounce to complete the out. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Great bounce back. 3-2. He couldn't hold up, and that is nasty. What a slider.
See,
there it is, strike 3.
This is showing off.
Struck him out. It's always a strikeout. Yes, he can. 3-2, check swing. Oh, he did go. Strike 3. 1-2, turned him inside.
Now he went fastball and blew it by him. Now he got it by him.
Putting that sign down in today's game. There.
A lot of chase. Oh, there's some gas. 2 again, and there's a fastball right by him. Siri takes a called strike.
2. Good count for some shenanigans. Young not going still, and called very late on a fastball. And a strikeout. Called the Nats' hottest hitters 0 for 3, and now 0 for 4. Nice changeup.
Really good changeup. It'll be a challenge for him. Yep, 98. They already have 12 hits.
He was 21 out of 46 since being recalled.
200, no home runs. High spin, and there's a changeup.
Close to that, and hit close to 30 home runs and drove in 100 runs.
Is a splitter by Kramer to strike out James Couch. Target is away, and that's where the pitch is. Abrams down swinging.
So he's right behind home plate. He goes, I got to get down there and talk to him. They know each other. They've worked together, but cool moment.
Third one tonight. 1-2 for Garcia. In the dirt, got him swinging.
Down in the outfield.
1-2 and a foul tip into the mitt.
Alex Cora says otherwise. Yeah, and there's your sweeper.
The Orioles have called up. It takes a while to adjust to the lead.
He's 6'6".
And he's going to sleep a little better. Base runner for the Sox. Abreu's first inning single. And a sinker runs over the plate. Bushel of extra base hits in his career.
And oh yes.
But you. Yes, should have been that statement. Strike three, another high cutter. Yep, I agree. I don't make the rules.
Yeah.
Well, he got him anyway.
Okay. But you better win this game. This is a huge ball game.
And that's a huge pitch. Last night against the Nationals. And a scoreless 8th inning tonight. Wong goes down swinging on that aforementioned slider. Trying not to fall into any deeper of a hole here. The wicked changeup. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Ball kicks away from McCann. Got to hurry. Got it in time. Another strikeout. And he does it.
Great pitch.
And he takes a beautiful cutter. Strike three called.
You know, Wallen hit the high chopper. Really good at bat.
And he got him in the dirt, but it gets away from McCann, who ended up running right into the umpire. Oh, positive about that. Oh,
take that.
Abreu down swinging. Early returns were encouraging. And he strikes out O'Neill.
Make them chase. And then you can pitch out of the strike zone.
2-2. He struck him out. And a breaking ball. Strikes out. Fastball. Got him looking.
Yeah. There's just no gold in those hips.
Well, there's gold in this arm. Strike three. Rafaela down. O'Neill goes fishing for a curveball. And then that. And he goes down swinging.
Wow. 96.
Casas not running at a 3-2. It's another strikeout. His 2-2. Struck him out swinging. There's a strikeout pitch. It's a slider. 1-2 pitch. And he struck him out. And so far, it's getting better. Did he go? Yes, he did. 2-2. Struck him out swinging.
Plate.
On a 1-2. Rogers strikes him out. Changeup strikes out.
And they get the inside corner.
Vientos goes down swinging 82% as a team. And Marte down swinging. A foul tip strikeout. Iglesias down swinging.
Nice breaking ball.
Time in between. 1-2 sinker. Look at this. Bader down swinging. A slider hooks him down an inning. Oh, no. Just say. And did not miss with that fastball. Rip roaring it past Martinez. See if he can beat him. Yes, he can.
Froze him. You can also have him pitch well. And there's big strike zone.
Make it 14.
Wow.
Up and away at 98. And a great splitter gets him. Dean Kramer with a couple of swinging strikes. Another running sinker with that late bite. Another strikeout looking at
their season.
On the outside corner, a splitter. Struck him out swinging. And they still have it. Another strikeout on a splitter. And he doesn't swing it all there. And he gets strike three. Strike three. Now he goes down looking at. And a strikeout for Cano. And the 2-2 is painted perfectly for strike three. And he strikes out Vientos. A high fastball is in there for a called strike three. There's a big point for Selby. He strikes out Marte.
Just trying to throw it by it, which he just did.
The selection he wants. It's a slider and it's a strikeout.
Now the 2-2. Gamble down on strikes. Here's the 0-2 from Soto. Alvarez down on strikes.
There's the sweeper.
With that fastball and throw that changeup to the outside part, he's going to have success.
As you were saying. Strike three, the curveball. 2-2 Myers. Breaking ball. Strike three.
There it is. Good.
And another changeup. Chased by Caratini for a strikeout. And there, Myers foul tipped the ball into the mid of Rutschman. Curveball and a swing and a miss. Rutschman will apply the tag.
There you go.
Bregman down swinging. This time he gets some swinging. Cano.
Swing and a miss. Kramer able to get him. And that one is in for a strike. Throw to second.
It was really cool. You know, something that got all the cousins and
from that position at first.
Swing and a miss. Really good. And that one is in there, and McCormick is gone. Smith. Swing and a miss. Birch Smith. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Perez gets McCormick. The losing and experience the winning. He has gone on strikes. Swing and a miss. Bowman gets him.
What, they go to Arizona.
Yes, sir.
And Taylor takes a called strike 3. And we won't see one here. A sinker gets him. The 2-2. Oh, Tutty down looking. And a slider down and away. And strike 3. Breaking ball and a called strike 3. Which is just building so much care in that. There it is. A curveball down and away. And
Every once in a while he'll really get into one, but not there.
there's strike 3, up and in with a cutter. Blue seats, that's where it used to be. Strike 3, Soto gets Ohtani looking. List today, and Barnes.
And it's perfect, too.
High five. Strike 3, Cade Govich. Runners. And a 3-2 is at the knees for strike 3. Strike 3, and slider down and away. In terms of total foul territory. Strike 3, Bowman drops down, and he will go down here. And he will chase a breaking ball down and away to end the inning. And he swings through a curveball. Here's 0-2 for Stallings. In the dirt, Stallings tried to check, couldn't hold up. Strike 3 called. Bucketed for the outside edge.
In here.
There it was. Right on cue. Kramer does not get this. No, he does get the strike 3 call. Swings through a fastball up and in. And he'll swing through the splitter. There's the first really good one from Dean. That fastball sits just to the inside corner. And Aiken drops it as slider for strike 3. And a breaking ball strikes him out on the next pitch.
7 consecutive scoreless innings. Hopefully it will be 8.
A strikeout. 1-2 for Tolia. Strike 3. Fastball up and away. And a 2 strikes to Tovar. Throws the sweeper. Tolia chases a third curveball. Jake Cave chases a hook. And another breaking ball. And another strikeout. Romo swings and misses. Another curveball in the dirt. And Zach Eflin strikes out the side.
and we went and caught you guys.
2-2. And strike 3 called right around the outside edge. On a 2-2, there's the 12th swing and miss. 2-2 pitch. Cave swings and misses. A strikeout, a slider. Strike 3, 99 up the ladder. Curveball, and there it is. There's a breaking ball, and Amaya was frozen. Strike 3. There's a strikeout Burnes was looking for. 2-2 here. It's called strike 3. Strike 3, a foul tip on a slider. And there goes Sheets. On a 1-2, there's a curveball.
Try and get that chase.
Well, you can dip it out of the zone, either up or down or whatever it is. You're going to have success.
He can throw that curveball effectively for strikes. He's shown an ability to put it in the zone.
It's really a below average fastball when you talk about velocity.
Yep.
And he's not going to like that one. On 1-2, Povich gets Sosa. And Povich gets him looking. Strike 3, chase a fastball up. Strike 3 on a slider that falls off the table.
And that's a foul tip for strike 3. And there he goes, the heater. 172 average, and there's the split. Still looking for our first hit, and it won't come here. Wow. That's a great pitch. 2-2. Fastball, Anthony's, he struck him out. And a swing and a miss. Well, that's a way to start. And he got him. And Wall's frozen. Swing and a miss. Well, that was a good one. Double steal, swing and a miss, strike three. Down to third, it won't get him.
His command, when I watch him pitch typically, it is really good. And he's a favorite guy to watch. You better get it in there.
He got it in there, strike three. Got him. Caballero, they checked. Did he go? Yes, he did. The 0-2 pitch. And he got it by him. And he uses that high heater. And a swing and a miss for strike three.
Strikeout here for Burnes. General manager Mike Elias looking on. The Orioles line up one more chance at Tampa Bay, and another
part of their game. It became even more so after the break, right? He didn't walk a batter, so he kind of threw the ball where he wanted to, just like he did right there on that changeup.
Ball, more slider. There's a slider. Red Sox hoping for a late out-of-nowhere postseason push. A breaking ball strikes him out, though.
The Orioles are so involved in the community.
Povich on a 3-2, and Devers swings and misses again. Duran, kind of a sleeping giant. He's 0 for 3 today. And he's now 0 for 4. Strike three, another really good breaking ball by Soto.
2 for 11 with runners in scoring position.
Did I miss Craig Kimbrell throw a changeup this weekend? There's strike three and a fist pump from Kimbrell. 90. Duran 0 for 4 tonight. And now 0 for 5. So Kimbrell does strike out 3 for the man behind the fence, or so it seemed in the Sandlot.
That's just a voice that you cannot recognize.
And then Oracle Park in San Francisco. There's a strikeout on a breaking ball. Strike three, 3-2 sinker. So on 0-2, Duran starts to swing, and he does not hold up. Teammates went back-to-back twice in the same game. He strikes out here, so get ahead.
At the professional level, a lot of starts, a lot of relief. Apparently, a little over 50%. The changeup usage at 22%. Typically, it's 17%. There's another good changeup.
And Abreu did not hold up, lunging for a changeup away. Strikeout in every inning for Suarez, at least December. It's a hurricane party in March. O'Neill down swinging. And he goes back to the curveball.
On the right of your screen.
O'Neill down swinging. Big league starts.
And in the conversation for Oriole MVP too. I mean,
it's down 0-2 here. And Rep Snyder did go. Yeah, couldn't hold up on the slider. It's a little bit more tense here at Fenway. And walked down looking. Tried again, 3-2. That will do it. 97. That was on 6 days rest, so he has not pitched much of late, but he doesn't look rusty.
Elevated towards the top of the zone.
He'll throw it again and get a strikeout. And a swing and a miss on the splitters. The Orioles have ever struck out 13 back-to-back road games. There's number 3, a high fastball for Kramer. Wow. Strike 3, high heats. Smeagol,
I remember Smeagol.
Yeah, Smeagol, you're on it. 3-2, there's strike 3. Trying to retire O'Neill for a 3rd straight time. And oh yes, he will.
That's his nickname. That's what we call him, is Smeagol.
Strike 3 from Kramer. Ball and 2 strikes. Story waves at a slider way up. Duran on deck. Rafaela trying to win the game. And he will swing and miss. The 0-2. Devers couldn't hold up at strike 3. 0-2. Try to run the sinker through the back door, and he does. Went back to the elevated cutter. Green is going, and Keith is taking, and it's strike 3 called. All quiet on the Detroit front. Strike 3, slider. Pitching continues to be ridiculous. 3-2 for Veerling is in there for strike 3. Matt Bowman gets out of it.
Kind of shaping the velocity of his cutter a little bit. Tinkered with a slider his last time out. A little bit different, almost more of a 7-4 so far in the month of September.
Young not running in the 3-2, which is in there for strike 3.
Right elbow sprain, needed Tommy John. Green loops through a curveball, and that is just pure dominance.
The Yankees lost early, so I mean it's moving in the right direction.
That pitch was moving in the right direction. And Young goes down swinging. Corbin Burnes is carving so deep in left center, right center here. Swing and a miss, another curveball. It's number 97. It's a lucky one. On the outside corner, a dart of a cutter. Up and in, Perez swings, ball gets away, and Perez will be safe.
And look, 25 strikeouts in the last 4 and only 5 walks, and there is another one for the Orioles.
Malloy chases high heat. Twins have the tiebreaker. Strike 3 to the outside edge.
Especially going from Fenway Park, where the dugouts, you can't hardly get the entire team in the dugout.
Wow. Will Vest, who's been excellent as a setup man, well rested. And he strikes out. A sweeper down and away.
Well, how about that turnaround by Chris Sale, huh?
Strike 3. Povich gets Dingler.
We gave him the nickname last year, Everyday Webb.
And 15 more than next place, Iñigo Cano. Gets a strikeout. There you are in the game. The runners on base, the outs. As he strikes out Meadows. So, strike 3. Boy, Aiken. Schedule gives you who it gives you when it gives it to you. Strike 3. Soto gets Keith.
Suarez strikes out Fitzgerald. Strike 3, 8.
But a different one.
Strike 3.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, strike 3, 95. 4-1 in the 9th in Cleveland.
Yeah. And there's the split.
OPS. And there's a splitter. Guido has an exceptionally discerning eye. Will swing through that. Strike 3. Strike 3, another splitter. Strike 3, another running two-seamer. Strike 3, wow. 3-2, got him.
It's a pitcher's part.
1-2 again. Inside with a sinker. And 0-2.
That's right, he had a hunch.
Yes, the hunch punch. Strike 3, cutter. Bunt is off, and the at-bat is over. Get strike 3.
Not a very good breaking ball hitter.
Vierling went around. Green is gone. 1-2 to Rogers, and he gets him swinging. Buckner rings him up. Strike 3 called. Outside corner. He has 5 pitch outs.
Yes, you did.
CB Buckner makes the call. Rogers strikes out. Vierling strikes out. Nasty pitch.
And there's a fastball. We'll take strike 3 called. Strike 3, frozen. Just out like a light. Parker Meadows, he's out like a light. 80 pitches in for Cade. And Ibanez goes down. There's strike 3.
Like that.
Struck him out.
What a stretch run. There's a good changeup.
Strike 3 from Cano. Curveball. Freezes him for strike 3. 1-2 is waved at meekly. Strike 3 to Keith.
Yep.
Not much right now. Rutschman and Torkelson. And Adley holds on 6 in a row.
Yeah, and then 97 up and in. Oh, perfect pitch. Perfect strike thrower right there. Pulled down on the seams.
Another good slider. He strikes at high one there. Quickly back from rehab. Got him.
Yeah.
Meadows is frozen, and Perez pumps his fist.
Your exit velocity.
Well, this at-bat has exited with a fastball at 94. There's not as many hard hit line drives, but a lot of extra base power. Yes. Nobody's hitting this one. Perfectly located. Dean on another 2-2 and got him looking. Frozen splitter.
Thank God he's got a quick bat.
Oh, he did it again. Sweeper down and away. That's been the strikeout pitch. Yeah. There's strike 3. Slide away.
And then, yes.
Got him out with a sweeper.
And we've seen him hit a lot of balls the other way.
Strike 3 to the corner. First 2 batters of the inning yesterday. 2 lefties. And he strikes out Stanton. But it was a great show of bullpen management against this tough lineup. Strike 3. Torres goes flailing for a cutter down and away. Here's our Phil Jackson. Oh, 2 cutters.
Yeah. Right where you mention all the time where the glove is.
Swing and a miss, another cutter. But he can absolutely demolish baseballs. And he strikes out here.
The more you can hold the ball, you freeze the runner over at first base.
Strike 3 call. Got a little extra below the knees. Torres goes down swinging again once more, especially in Camden Yards. 3-2, struck him out. A rising cutter. Burnes another 1-2. Stays away, and he retires Stanton for the 8th strikeout in 4 innings tonight. And see you later.
Corbin Burnes is trending right now. So last 6 starts, you had him up.
Called 3 back in the wild card with 3 to play.
But aren't the Royals
all-time single-season home run list with those 58 and 3 more times? He said 8 more doubles.
And he reminds me of Joe DiMaggio. Oh, there you go.
Strike 3 with a fastball.
He's 0 for his last 18. And he does do that often. When he strikes out, he does have a high strikeout rate. Lee runs, and the 1-2 is strike 3. And Matt Bowman strikes out 2.
Probably don't get out and eat a lot of crab cakes, do you?
not a ton. The popular spot among the team is Jimmy's Seafood. They've got...
And the sinker from Cano.
Great pitching, Cole Reagans, Michael Wacha.
Yes, right here.
That Royals team is scary, I think.
And this one's over. And the Orioles, a 90-win team with 1 more left to play.
And that game was 1-0 when he left.
A breaking ball for strike 3.
Have a lot of lefties. They don't hit lefties as well. Average-wise, not pretty close. Great. They go, boy, we wish we could see somebody with that kind of stuff every night because he just wasn't himself. There's a really good cutter.
Strike 3 and a foul tip. Suarez.
Mix and matches, and they get through it, and they end up winning another championship.
Strike 3.
Some are flat. Some are balls out of his hand. And then you get the good ones. And even if you win or lose in 7 games, you played a ton of games.
Strike 3 and a right. Another 1-2, and Vasquez swings and misses.